Yo! Welcome to another episode of Gaming with your boy, Mr. C. And guys, put on your coats because today we're going to the Cold Wars as we review the single player campaign of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Simplify. Wait, is that how it goes? Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C. Alright guys, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Long title, short game. I did play this game on the Xbox Series X. Let's start with the story. So the story takes place in the 1980s where you work with the CIA operative to stop a Soviet spy from taking over and launching a US nuke. Now this story is told over 12 missions and a couple of side missions. It took me about 6 hours to beat. But the story was actually pretty entertaining. It had a couple swerves to it. I felt a connection with the characters, and the set pieces were limited but worthy. Sometimes Call of Duty gets a little overboard with them. And then they also used a little bit of mix of reality and fantasy, as you do have President Ronald Reagan portrayed in the game. They do a good job there. So guys, let's go ahead and get into the graphics. So guys, let's get on to graphics. Graphics here, again, I played on the Xbox Series X, which is, the most powerful console in the world. It powers my dreams. It powers your dreams. It powers Freddy Krueger's dreams. We're all scared. We're all terrified. But seriously, guys, the graphics are top notch. Top notch. Seriously, the character models were highly detailed. This is one of the best looking games, if not the best looking game I've ever played. I don't know what else to say about it. The environments are really what got me because kind of like the last Call of Duty, but even more so was impressed upon me in this one is that the environments were lifelike. They felt real. You would go into a home and you felt like a kid lived here. You could see the toys and the kind of like the handwritings and the smudges on the wall. It looked like a real house. It wasn't like this decrepit house with a half the wall missing and stuff. You had a kitchen, you had dishes and chair. It just felt real. And even at points where there would be TVs on in the background, they used real life footage of like Reagan, and it just felt real. It just had this sense of you were in the 80s. Again, the character models were highly detailed. So graphically, 10 out of 10, man. So guys, here the sound is just phenomenal. I mean, what you would expect from a Call of Duty game, sound-wise, is quite phenomenal. Matter of fact, one time I was shooting at a guy who was hiding behind a steel column, and when I shot it, you could literally hear that ding noise. It was caught me off guard, honestly. The voice acting again is top-notch. Like Reagan, he looked and felt like Reagan and sounded like Reagan. But here's what really got me. The soundtrack in this game was just like exuding 1980s go America, go us. Like the soundtrack was perfect. Like there were certain songs that were playing in the background or in the intro that I was just like, rock on, man. Let me get my neon shorts. Let me throw on my aviator glasses. Let's go hit the beach and play some volleyball. It just felt like the 80s and it was awesome. So guys, onto the gameplay and the controls. Again, played it on the Series X here. The controls are tight, man. They've always been tight on Call of Duty. Not a whole lot has changed in the sense of controls, but really it's the gameplay. Somewhere along the line, Call of Duty kind of lost itself and lost its realism and kind of went to these over-the-top set pieces. We're in space. It just became too much. For me, the last Call of Duty game that came out and this one is almost like a reboot to me because they focus a little bit more on a balanced story and single player. You're going to have missions where you are just running and gunning, ducking and gunning. But you're going to have like a little break from it, whether you're driving a little RC car or in a helicopter. Or in the last game when you're that little kid running away from that guy who was trying to kill you and your sister. In this one, you have a mission that kind of felt like Mission Impossible. You're in this building and you're trying to get these certain documents, and at one point you're like framing this other guy, but you don't even use your gun. It was really interesting, and I really love this about the new Call of Duties, where they don't just rely on the first-person shooter. I enjoyed the fact that it was a little bit different than just run and gun. All right, guys. So I told you we were going to be in and out here on this review for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Again, long title, short game. Overall, I really did appreciate this game and enjoyed this game. I have a lot of good things to say about it and very few bad things to say about it. Story-wise, it was entertaining. Again, they limited the set pieces so it didn't feel too over the top. I think they did a good job of pacing the missions as well. And the addition of, like, the side missions, and I really enjoyed how you would go to your like headquarters. There was this whiteboard or this board posted with all these strings that you could pick these missions and read through the evidence. So it kind of gave a little bit more girth to the game, kind of gave it a little bit more of a backstory for those who really appreciate those things. Again, the sound was top notch, the voice acting was really good. I think for some people, $70 for 6 hours experience may be a little much. But for me, I thought it was worth it. And I still have the multiplayer to chew on over the years. So for me, on this game, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, 9.25. I think it's a must-buy, guys. I really do. Go America.
Gaming with Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C. C. Gaming with Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C. C. Gaming with Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C. Gaming with Mr. C.